Hey y'all, welcome back to another cup of conversation
where we have conversations worth having.
I'm your host Coco.
And I'm your host T.
Okay, so I had a question.
Come on.
And so I wanted to ask about how do you feel about, first of all, tell me this question first,
Okay.
it's going to make sense why I'm asking this other question. What makes a woman a good woman?
What makes a woman a good woman is... Okay, what makes a woman a good... I think it's the way she carries herself.
Okay.
The way you treat yourself, to me, is what makes you a good woman. And I was just explaining this to my female friend yesterday because I feel like my mom is like the definition of like a standout, like a woman, like what a woman should be. Honestly, I look at my mom, I'd be like, this is what a woman should be. And I was literally telling my homegirl this yesterday. My mom is only this way is because of how she treats herself, how she handles herself, to where now everybody else who comes into play with her, they know how to handle her. Yeah. And so to me, that's what makes you a good woman. Nothing else can make you a good woman besides you first.
Yeah.
And you, how you treat yourself and what you do, and then everything else follows after that.
Absolute sense. Because you know those certain girls that people will call uppity, or they dress a certain way, or they carry themselves a certain way. They seem like, I need to talk to her in a specific manner, or I need to approach her in a specific manner. Yeah. I mean, even women.
That's a real thing. Yeah, that's a real thing,
it's
for
not
sure.
even just a thing that men feel. So
Right.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked that question is because I had overheard a conversation and was saying, and some women was talking to a guy. It was 3 against 1, so 3 women against one guy. And they were all like, you know, men, they ain't shit, and this is this. I've been with so many men and they ain't shit and stuff like that. And so he posed a question. He was like, what makes somebody ain't shit, and who's auditing women?
Right.
We hear that so much, like
about men
ain't shit, men ain't shit,
right.
but. And not to say that somebody's actions are justified because you did something to them, but in some instance, I know a lot of women, not a lot of women, I'm going to stop lying, but I know of women that are very nasty and very, they've been in relationships, they treat their men like garbage, they talk to them any type of way, they just handle them really bad, and as a result, I'll say this: men, they step out and they cheat, and we always say you would cheat with somebody that she don't even got this X, Y, and Z, but it be the simple things like how you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, really, who audits women after relationships? Because you have all these relationships that end in turmoil and stuff like that. At some point, you got to say, like, what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying?
I say that all the time.
Right.
Where's the accountability?
Where's the accountability?
And I had a lot of people, I shared that post that I put on our page, how many women would want to be a stay-at-home wife. And there's a lot of women that's like, because niggas feel like they control you, you feel like a slave, and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, at what point are you just gonna realize you date these kind of men?
Right. Or
men that think that
you opening the lane to let them treat you like that.
Exactly. Like,
because
you're not setting up, like you said,
there's no boundaries at all.
You're not setting yourself to that standard. So
people only can treat you how you let them, how you allow them.
Exactly.
And so if you letting somebody walk over you like that, it's because they see you as walkable.
Right.
Like,
and to that point, would you let a man pay all you? I think that I was gonna reply, but my friend took my answer. I would not be a stay-at-home mom, but I would love to be a woman of leisure. Basically, that's a difference. So stay-at-home mom, and then too, another thing.
It says stay-at-home wife though.
A stay-at-home wife, either way. Because,
I feel like mom is more specific.
Yeah.
Well, mom is, but what I'm saying is stay at home. A lot of times that means stuck at home.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be a stay at home, stuck at home type of wife because let me tell you the difference. So like for instance, I was considered a stay at home wife or mom when I had my daughter.
Right.
But I really wasn't because I really was, but I was stuck at home. It wasn't because, like, I couldn't just get up and leave, go shopping all day. I would want to be a woman of leisure or a kept wife. Right. Meaning, like, I'm not just here attending to the food, paying on the bills, I'm attending to the food, washing out the kids. No, we probably got a person that comes in and do that, and I'm able to do what I really want to do if I'm going to be at home. Like, I don't want to just be at home and be like, cook and clean and wash. No. I want to be able to go outside like you outside.
So I was thinking, because kind of how like the women we see around here,
Right.
There's probably a lot of women that live in this building that's stay-at-home wives. Mm-hmm. I feel like they give what you kind of described.
Mm-hmm.
Like they give. Yeah, we might have a babysitter. Yeah, we might have a cleaner up in here. Yeah, I might not be up in here washing dishes, but I'm still at home taking care of things. I'm just not doing the labor of it.
Right.
Well, I think when you say stay
I
at
can
home,
still
like,
go out and
that
shop.
mean I'm
I can
doing
still
it.
go.
Right.
I don't know if that's always the case.
Yeah, I don't know if it's always the case.
Not
but I
always,
think that's
but
kind of like the standard.
That is a standard.
Yeah, that's
when you hear that, you think, oh, you're at home washing dishes, folding clothes, kids all day. When you hear it, you think
Y'all
that.
think that weak? Like that's a thing.
right.
You
No,
know what
for
I'm
real.
saying? And then on top of that, whatever you won't do, the next motherfucker will.
And the grass ain't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
It never was. The grass is green where you water it.
Yeah. But I know it. So yeah, that's my concern. I want y'all females to find y'all a good wholesome man. He's a good man, Savannah. He might not have all the money right now, but he's a good man.
And if he do today, he might not tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, hey, and thinking that notion that a good man gonna come to you or God gonna send you a good man, that's bullshit.
No.
No,
You
for
right.
real, because
Look, she
you know what I
just said
mean?
this
Nah,
last
that
episode.
faith without work is
Yeah.
dead. You get it?
Yeah,
gonna
you ain't
go
got
through
nothing for a
something.
nigga. Nigga
Like,
need
you know,
something
you know what I'm
too.
saying? You gonna go through something like you just said shit. The way you talked about this man. Look here, baby. Look like you ain't finna lose him to no floozy.
No, for real.
Nah, for real. Like,
No.
you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, bitch.
Yes.
Pause the podcast.
No, seriously. Yeah, let me go check on mine. Let me go do that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. Like hell nah, nigga. We put in too much work for this. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I was saying about me going back to work, because I was trying to tell my nigga, bro, if I go back to work and she do 100,000, I do 100,000, that's $250,000 in the house.
Yeah.
Bro, if you look at, go look and see how much an average motherfucker make a year. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying about like, faith without work is dead. You got to go out and look for that person. You're going to have to go through something.
And you gotta be that girl. You gotta be that person. And a lot of women think that it's I could do this, sex this, I could do that, I could do that.
Yeah.
But what a man needs from a woman is intangible. They can't hold it. What we need from men, sometimes it be tangible. It be the money, their provider. It be the protector. They can fight somebody if you need them. But for women, what we provide is always gonna be something that a man really need. It's gonna be intangible. You can't buy nurture.
That's why a nigga will hurt you.
You can't
over
buy
his
somebody
old
to
lady
do-
before his money, because
Exactly.
he can get his money back.
Right.
You can't get no real bitch back.
You can't get no woman that can turn a house into a home.
No, you can't get that. And once you know what I'm saying? It's hard to find that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like some niggas find luck twice. Some niggas find luck 3 times. You know what I mean? Sometimes, baby, you better hold on to what you got.
Right.
Because
you only get that
grandma
one.
told me, baby, you gonna miss me when I'm gone. You better give me all the hugs and all the kisses right now.
Right now.
Right now. My grandma, if she be sitting right there. You better come give me a kiss, cause one day I ain't gonna be here.
You gonna miss him when
I'm
I'm
like,
gone.
come on, granny, like you.
And
get what I'm
it's funny
saying?
that you say that, because my nigga say that all the time. Not all the time, but when he say that, he be like, when I be like, he be like, I'm about to go, come get me. I be like, all right. I be like, all right. When he be kissing all on me, I be like, all right. He be like, shit, you ain't gonna have no nigga like to make me. You better treat me right. You better treat me right. You know what I'm saying?
He
Like,
standing on that.
And he
And he
stands
doing
on
that. And you know, that's why I said what I said. Like, hold on, bitch. Nah, we done come too far. I done worked too hard.
Yeah.
T say is pissing the dating pool.
exactly.
and me-
And
oh,
you
yeah,
see the
yeah.
story? Me and Harry did on the
Yes.
He told me, he was like, I asked him, and I felt so bad because I had said, I don't believe in no soulmates. And I said, baby, you believe in soulmate? You think I'm your soulmate? He said, yeah. He was like, shit. I said, but I'm saying, you don't think you can find another woman? Like, I say, for real. Like, if we get divorced, I leave this world. Like, you ain't gonna find another woman? I said, shit, I ain't doing this shit again. He said, I done gave my all to you all.
Yeah.
See myself.
That's why me and Coco say all the time. I ain't gonna say I just respect a nigga for cheating, but I ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
We finna duke it out, fight for this one.
Right.
Here's the thing. When we flew to, like I said, I was staying centrally in the Netherlands. But when you fly to, we flew to London, right? London is probably like a flight from here to Dallas.
Okay.
It's like real
so everything close.
Everything is close. Now, if you want to catch the train, because I caught the train to France, that was like a 2-hour train ride.
Okay.
But the flight for me and my kids to go to London, we called British Airways, was $200.
For you and your kids.
For me and my kids, that was it.
200 piece?
200 total. Look, she rubbing eye up.
What?
It was 200 total.
What are we doing wrong? Okay, so not to cut y'all off, but what are we doing wrong here? What's
Trying to build credit. That's the same. If everybody else ain't got credit and we got credit, think about that. Like, it's hard enough for us to save our money, and we barely make it. A lot of people, if we working 9 to 5s, barely make it. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the way the economy is now.
Exactly.
And if you're in middle class, you basically still lower class. So like, what the credit part is the part that I feel like is like the.
well, I feel like it's a lot of stuff though, because and
It's our government though.
Okay, that brings me.
They're stealing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
That brings me to the next question. I had in my notes that the government owns everything. So with you being in real estate, do you feel like, because they have this side of TikTok that says that home ownership is overrated?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not a homeowner. I don't desire to be.
Okay.
And my reason is because when I was married, me and my ex-husband, we tried to do it, but it didn't work out with trying to purchase a home. And then by the time I divorced him, I was like close to 40.
Okay.
I was like 37. So I felt like my kids are older. What do I need a house for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen that same discussion on TikTok, and a lot of people were saying that same thing.
I feel like it could be beneficial for you, like if you're in your 20s, your early 30s, and you just meeting your spouse, and y'all haven't had kids, and you want to have your kids grow up in a home,
right,
or whatever. I don't feel like it's overrated, because I feel like it depends on the person. I have clients that's 60 years old that's ready to buy their first home.
Right.
Really?
It just depends on where you are in life and what you want.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't desire to.
Right.
I seen that same, like I said, I seen that same conversation, and most people were saying, well, I'm single and I'm this and I'm that. I don't need a whole house. I want to live in a high rise. I want to live in something luxury already made for me.
Yeah, that's what.
Because I was thinking, my sister stays in apartments like this, and she is 30 something. I don't even know her exact age, but she's 30 something, and she just had her first baby. My little niece is about to be probably like 2 years old, and I think
The baby?
April. Yeah.
2? Oh.
Yeah. I think so. Anyways, that's beyond the point.
Okay.
But she just had her first baby. Anyway, and she always lived like this too, like in these kind of high rises or just high rises in general. And now she was asking me, like, when she was at my house the other day, like, well, how much for something like this? And I was like, oh yeah, because I'm renting. And I was telling her, and I was like, yeah, you want to get you looking for a house now, because high rise ain't working for you no more. But that's what she I'm about to say, but that's what she wanted at first, I feel like it just depends on what you need, where you are.
But even still, though, do you think that it's necessary to buy? Because you can rent a house.
You can rent a house.
And the reason I asked that too is because, like I said before, do you really ever own a house?
Not until 30 years.
I think it builds character too. Like, I think that, and that's what I have to tell myself about my daughter. Like, when I'm thinking about, like, dang, my thing is, I don't want my daughter to grow up and need counseling from how she grew up. Like, that's big for me. Like, I really don't.
Everybody's gonna need counseling, not from necessarily just your childhood trauma.
Yeah. But I don't want it to be like something that she went through with me, like that she went through with me and her dad, or in her household, that she feel like she is his trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always think about that. But at the same time, I don't also want to get too lax with her And I think about too, like although we grew up a certain way and we might deem it as a little bit of trauma or how we grew up was crazy, but I feel like it created the people that we are.
Yeah, we are,
and millennials, we are some pretty decent people, whether the people want to give it to us or not.
For sure.
I think that this new generation, like with one of the trends that was on TikTok about what is something that you grew up having to do that you don't make your kids do, and some of the stuff that people were saying, I felt like, yeah, we probably shouldn't, but we probably should because it built character in us, and it made us better people. Yeah, like even the yes ma'am, no ma'am that people say, oh, that came from slavery. It's a respect thing, I think too.
Younger kids walk in the room with grown folks and don't speak.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. My children don't have to hug you. It's a boundary thing. I think that to a certain extent, but like a lot of it, you need to teach them healthy boundaries too. Like it's a way to be able to do that and still get the point across.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have to touch nobody to come in and say, hey, how y'all doing? I'm okay, I don't want to.
It's a respectful way to do it.
These kids will come in the room and go in the corner and sit
there and don't say nothing.
Boy, we couldn't do
Be like that, and I just think it's important to teach both. And I think I was thinking about this a lot because of graduation season and my nephew, and I'm like, he probably see like me living all right, and being able to like not work in some seasons and do entrepreneurship and then have a job sometimes. But nigga, I think it's more important because at first I feel like I had to work up and kind of teach myself a lot to get to where I'm at. I had to teach myself that because I went through a stage where I was like, all right, I gotta work. Then I went through a stage where I was like, I don't gotta work, I can be an entrepreneur. Then I went through a stage where I was like, I can do both. And then I stopped that again and went back to, just being an entrepreneur. And then I just kind of repeated the cycle again. It kind of just kept on going. But now I'm in a space where I know I need to build this career in the inside, in like the corporate or whatever, do a 9 to 5, build this career, have a good, not just switch up jobs, because that's what I was doing, just switching up jobs. And I'm wondering why shit ain't changing. Right. You gotta stick with something. You have to like find something you like, whether it be and look in options. Don't just think, because I think a lot of especially black kids think doctors, cosmetologists, lawyers, like very surface. You can really dig deep into a lot of shit. And if you not,
a lot of trades that make more money than doctors and stuff.
And it's a lot of people trying to teach about a lot of shit too these days. Right. So if you're not just like people giving little hints on TikTok or say try this career field and on this app and
right.
People are telling you this on here and there. Like you got to start heeding some of this advice.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the younger generation has to start listening because they think like, money easy to get. You can. It's easy. It is easy to get. It's not easy to keep.
Exactly.
It's not easy to grow anything. Right. You know what I mean? You have to grow. You're not gonna be able to own a house. You're not gonna be able to own a car. You're gonna be going from apartment to apartment. It's gonna look real ugly. You know what I'm saying, in the beginning.
And a lot of the stuff has to be like debunked because me and my dad were talking and I was telling him that he was like, because the conversation started off with how black nail techs don't do feet, and I was like, I feel like they think that that's beneath them.
Yeah.
Or, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I was telling him, he was like, yeah, it's a lot of people, they just need to get trades. Like, we need to go back to getting trades. And I said, and this goes back to the point earlier about how we make everything that they tell us to do better than what we already know to do when it's not.
Right.
And my daddy talked about how, like, back in the day, that's all black people were, electricians, plumbers,
exactly,
all this stuff like that.
Exactly.
But when they told us that wasn't good enough, and that
you need a college, you need to have this degree, that degree. Yeah, you need to. Everybody needs to shoot to be a doctor. Go to school 8 years to be a lawyer.
But it was all a part of a system that was created to keep us impoverished.
Yeah, because guess what? We got student loans.
Yeah,
we got debt.
To then get us out here in this work field to not even be able to get a job. Because we black or because whatever, because we didn't got a felon or all this kind of stuff. And so I think that when we stop becoming plumbers, this and that, now you see that all of those are high income earning jobs.
My coworker just told me And this is how the white work. Because I'm telling you, I be up in there observing and listening to everything she be saying, and I'm just like, wow. Because I guess it's been a long time since I done worked with some white people either. I just don't be listening to them. I didn't have this conscious mind at first, but she was telling me that her sons, one of them, I think he's been out of school maybe 2 years, 3 years. And the other one just graduated last year. They just went to like Georgia or somewhere to be electricians. One of them been working there for almost a year now, the older one. He getting damn near $50 an hour. He came up under his daddy. His daddy was an electrician. His daddy got him on. His daddy helped him get on the same company, build him up. Now he's getting damn near $50 an hour. The younger one just went down there. They paid him travel pay for you to shit, for you to eat, for you to sleep, for you to do whatever. Like, pay for him to fly his stuff down because now he got to live down there for a little while. Like, he's getting paid 30, going on 40 an hour just coming in as an apprentice.
Yeah.
So now everybody want to be in this field when that was really what we was doing at first, and then it was low paid.
Yeah.
And Bubba said the same thing too. Like in the field he work in, out in the refinery and stuff. Like everybody else get their people on except us. And that's really disheartening to hear, like to hear him like,
because you want to be
say,
the big dog in your when you go back to the neighborhood, you want to be the one bringing all the money home and making all the money. You don't want nobody to be able to say, oh, I'm making the same money too.
Or even to come in and kind of clock your tea a little bit, just to make bring you down a little bit. Yeah, to bring you down from big dog status. They did a good job. Whatever
they did during slavery up until now.
Oh man,
the blueprints or whatever it is,
they did a good job of fucking up our goddamn life.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are. That does not define you. Yeah. Whoever you are should be defined by your morals and your integrity, and that will bring you fulfillment. And then those things, like your purpose is going to surround you with the people that you need to be around. Just bottom line. Yeah. And a lot of us don't know that because we're not taught how to be individual thinkers. We're not taught how to use our conscious thought.
And I think we are taught that, but I think it's for the wrong thing. And the reason I say that is because that is a part of what you learn in school. You learn how to be a critical thinker, but for the wrong, for reason.
To get a good job.
It's to get a good job, and that's why I said who responsibility is it? Because ultimately, I feel like yes, it is everybody that's around you. But like we talked about before in another episode, when you born, you don't know anything. You don't know anything unless you're taught it, unless you experience it. And I feel like as a parent,
you look and learn.
Yeah, and I feel like you are whatever you see. Like I don't know everything that your nephew sees, but whatever he sees is it anything? Because kids know and go off of what they see. Like you can talk to me all day. I should do this, I should do that, but I don't see none of that. And too, like I feel like experience matters because, like you saying, they don't know who they are after they take this helmet off. They don't know who they are after they walk across stage and they do this. They don't even know who they are because they haven't had any life experience. And I feel like that was how I was when I put myself up to, like when I was in college and I put myself up to, because I went to a white university. When I put myself up to Northwestern State, when I put myself up to my peers that had been experienced, that had traveled, who were real, they knew etiquette about what to do this, how to put the plate over here, all that type of stuff. I feel like that is a part of who you are and how you figure out what you like. Like we hear all the time. I seen a video on TikTok of a guy was saying, we as black people, black adults, we need to learn how to know what the difference in doing something and what a hobby actually is. He said he talked about how he'd been trying to date and how every time he goes to somebody, they don't even have any hobbies. They don't have anything that they do. Like, do you play pickleball? What do you do outside of, I just like to chill. I go to work. So it's not just the kids. It's us all the way up into adulthood that don't know who we are or what we like. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as parents and as aunts, uncles, like we need to take the most time to develop experiences within our youth, because they don't know what to know. They don't know what to like. They don't know what to say. Okay, I want to go out to China because I want to build my own business. So I need to see where it all starts. And you know, just
also
anything.
goes into value too, what they value.
Yes.
Because he could see, you know what I'm saying, my nephew, and I even did this. I could take it off his back. I even see my mama have a good job, do this stuff. My mama wanted me to be an operator, so I was like, I did a half a year of school. I was like, I hate this shit. This science, what?
Yeah.
Hell no.
It wasn't
out
you.
here. Like, what? But that's what I seen it, but I was like, nah, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say I necessarily rebelled to it. I didn't value it.
Right.
I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't.
It wasn't you though.
Exactly. It wasn't you.
It wasn't you.
And like you just said, seeing different things, being exposed to different things does help that. And I believe us as parents, sometimes we need to pay more attention to our children so we can cultivate the things that are great that's inside of them.
Yeah.
Because really, your purpose is along the lines of your creative ability.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And once we can get past those emotions, we can unlock the creative abilities that we have. Because the pressure of somebody wanting you to be something is an emotion that wears down on you as well. You understand what I'm saying? So it kind of kills your creative ability because you believe that I have to do what they want me to do.
Or that I just can't simply do what I want to do. Because I was a person, I was a parent that did this. I had to find myself, tell myself, like, get out of doing something like that. Like, my daughter, she like makeup, she like hair, she make nails out of paper. Like, she, all that kind of stuff, she liked that kind of stuff. And I didn't like it because it's messy and you're not about to get in my makeup. T even gave her a makeup bag because I was like, you not, if you don't makeup, you not, you know what I'm saying? She did, but I had to get myself out of the being a parent that say, no, go sit down. You not about to, can she come in my room? She'll be like, Mama, can I go play in the makeup? Can I go do my makeup? No, go sit down. You're not messing up my stuff. You're not da-da-da-da. But I had to tell myself, this is what she likes to do. Like, why would you be, because that's something you can clean. It ain't that serious. It ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? So it's not me telling her, you have to do this, but it's me telling her you can't do this. So like you said, it's suppressing you, it's weighing on you emotionally. Like, dang, I can't even really like what I like. Because my mama say that it's a negative. She look at it as a negative.
Right, everything is can't.
Can't,
Instead
exactly.
of us as parents telling you what you can do with the talent that you already have.
Right.
Let me cultivate this talent so you can provide a service for this. What you doing, you can be providing a service and making some money. Doing something that brings you some kind of fulfillment. And not to say that's just what you'll stay at, right? You understand what I'm saying?
But it might cultivate something else.
Exactly. Because you already see that she is very creative. You just said she made
ignite
nails out of paper. You understand? It's like making a radio out of bar soap. You understand what I'm saying? You're an engineer.
For real.
Like, this is what I'm saying. So the fact that you have such greatness inside of you, and she's already expressing her creative ability, it kind of kills that. You understand? And then we start putting them in that narrow, of what we want them to do. And when we do that, it kills their drive. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I love football. My son don't love it as much as I love it. I can talk X's and O's all day. But he doesn't feel the same way about it. So for me to continually try to push him into something that he does not want to do, that's when we get to saying you're lazy, you're this, you're that. And then once we start attacking them, you understand what I'm saying? That's when they go into that shell. And they start doing things that we don't even want to know about, and they don't even want to tell us about it.
Right.
So,
But at the same rate, that is the same thing with reading.
Right.
It is. An epidemic of people that cannot
that are
read.
illiterate.
Yes,
It's
gonna be
insane.
It's already insane.
It is. It really is.
Well, it's just going to turn into the haves and the have-nots.
It is.
It's going to turn into the haves and the have-nots. So then it starts to make you think and consider, is there something that people are kind of moving slow to make a change with? What I will say is it's not, I know what we were talking about. We were talking about the reasons why. And you said they say parents aren't helping.
Okay.
And so that's one. Of course, that's not everybody's thing. You have to factor in LDs, learning disabilities from kids. You have some kids that,
dyslexia.
Yeah, right. Dyslexic or reading any reading disabilities, reading issues. So that's a factor too. So even though they might come from a very literate home where reading was pushed, I know that was my situation with my children. I read to them both the same. I read to them both in the womb. So they heard I'm an avid reader. Aside from being an educator, I was just a reader. I've always loved to read, so I was an avid reader. I read to them as small children. Every year for birthdays, my kids got a book. You might get a plethora of other things. Yeah, you're gonna get a book. That's off the rip. So you're gonna get a book, and I still have had my daughter, my second child, who never liked to read as a small child, never really did, and then later find out that she's dyslexic. So, I did the exact same thing with them. They came from a literate household. So they saw me read, heard me read. But so it's a lot of reasons as to why there could be gaps. You have kids that are, they move around a lot. They go from school to school, place to place for various reasons. So it's a plethora of reasons why, it could be.
And you spoke about like being in leadership for 15 years. Yes. And that was one of my questions, like how would you describe your leadership style? Like what type of leader are you?
So when I always lead from behind because the work drives us. The other person that we have on the team, her name is Deja. Absolutely wonderful. We had a full sit-down interview. It wasn't like, hey girl, can you help me out? It was like, no, we're gonna set up a Zoom call. Let's have an interview. I looked her up. I kind of did a little bit of background and did some references, and we had a full-on interview.
I love that.
And just because we're a small company doesn't mean that we can't do these professional big business things.
Big company things, yeah.
So we had to sit down and we spoke, and I was like, she's it. I knew just because I've interviewed so many people in other roles. I was like, she is the person that sees the vision, and she has buy-in. And I think that when it comes to leadership, if you can be able to have a team that has buy-in, then you always lead with the work first. I am not a leader. The work is the leader. The business is the leader.
This needs to
the
get done.
The company is the leader at the end of the day. The products are the leader. So if they do well, we do well. And that goes for me and anybody else. So I try to remind folks, if there's ever any moments where I need, in leadership in general, it's nothing. First of all, you don't take it personal. Business is business, but you still have to be ethical and treat people well. Life has to life, because that's what it's going to do. And you
every time.
Every time.
You allow for that. So I like to consider myself a leader that believes in that, allows empathy, but I also have boundaries, right? And then you set those boundaries up in the beginning of things so that there's a clear understanding. And also contracts. A lot of people don't really talk about that. But if we have a contract, we are setting everything in place in which this is what I deliver, this is what you deliver, this is the expectation.
And everything.
And so you can always go back to that. Like I've never had any issues with Virago and our team. But in leadership in general, whenever there are issues, we go right back to that. This is our expectation.
This is what you said.
But is there anything I can do to support you so we can get here? So I'm not automatically coming in with, why didn't you do that? I'm not that type of leader, and I don't micromanage.
I love that.
It's too much for me to micromanage, but I also understand that some people need different leadership, right? So there's some folks that are like, you could just give me the task and I'll get it done.
That's me.
But then there's some people who need a bit more structure. This is what I need, how I need it, and when I need it. Can you have it done? And if you can't, let me know. So sometimes people need a light touch. Some people need a little bit more touch. So it really depends. And as a leader, you have to understand what people need in order to support. And I think that is how I can, define how I lead a team, is by supporting.
I love that.
We got to start talking conversations, and that's why y'all are here, so we can fill up y'all cup. We can have these conversations worth having. But so hopefully y'all got, y'all cups filled. Hopefully we said some things tonight that's gonna stick with you.
Or trigger you to think about some stuff.
Yes, very much so. Make sure y'all are liking, sharing with a friend.
Leave us some
tell
comments.
a friend to tell a friend. Yes, let's really get into it, because I want y'all feedback. I want to know
And why y'all don't be commenting on nothing? It be making me feel some type of way. Y'all don't be commenting on nothing. Y'all be seeing everything. You see y'all in person, y'all be having so much to say. But then when we post stuff on social media, y'all don't comment on it.
And then y'all be in the DMs too. Y'all be in the DMs too. Don't DM it, comment it.
Comment
so everybody can see it.
So everybody can see it. Like we want to
y'all
talk
about
it.
nothing that ain't private.
It ain't private. Yeah, y'all don't want it's giving y'all don't want people to know y'all really into this.
That's what it is. Real hot girls coming through.
Right. Give us our due, like, props. Like, come on, y'all. Like, really. And that's another thing. Like, as a black community, we know that people making these monies. We know that people are making money on these apps. But y'all won't even, like, y'all know comments trigger certain stuff. Y'all know likes, shares.
I'm telling you, I go through like people.
Even if you don't like what we talking about, like, we all trying to get somewhere. Like, if we could just have that mindset, like, oh, we all trying to get somewhere. I don't know what you talking about. I don't even care. Like, I'm going to say this because I know that's
they consistent. I see them all the time. They, you know, they black, like, they doing their shit. They just posting. They just saving.
Everybody get a check.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Like, so, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that
we need to work on.
We gotta do better.
We gotta do better. Come here so we can talk about it. We all come here next week,
same
time.
Let's talk about it. If you feel like we said something that was wrong, you feel like we said something that you did not agree with, that you had a better idea on, then get in our comments and let us know. Like, hey, nah, y'all said X, Y, and Z, but I feel like we need to talk about this a little different. We can do it.
We will do it.
All right.
I want to see y'all next time, same time.
Bye.
Deuces.